It's a Saturday. It's 30 degrees heat outside. I stayed indoors to watch United play Brentford. We haven't lost to them since 1938. You know what that means. Obviously, we had to lose 4-0 to Brentford.
Between the lines.
Yes, my Between the Liners. Welcome to the Between the Lines podcast. Manchester United have lost 4-0 to Brentford away on the second game of the season. If any of my family are watching this, turn off the sound right now. Let it keep playing. You don't want to hear this because I'm about to go mad. Anyone else, like the video, subscribe, notifications on, blah, blah, blah. It's the second game of the season. We ain't lost to Brentford since 1938. Granted, we ain't played them a lot since then, but you just knew as soon as you heard that stat in the beginning of the game that we was about to lose this game. Before I go through the overall summary of the game, let's look at before the game. Maybe the only bit of positive news we had was United were wearing a new kit. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about the new kit. I personally don't mind it. I think it looks better on rather than just in pictures. Also, it kind of clashes with the pitch, don't you think? Don't know how often we're going to be wearing that kit, but I probably won't be buying it. Anyway, that was meant to be the positive. Let's go on with just before the game started and the team lineups. Bit of positive news. Ronaldo was starting, and obviously we needed a focal point to play off because last week the 2 false nines didn't work. McTominay got dropped. I'm sure there was a big sigh of relief from all United fans when that first came out. Varane's not playing again, not starting again. I don't know what the reason was behind that. Is he not fitting off? Does Ten Hag not believe in him? Is he not capable of playing 90 minutes in the Premier League? Shaw was starting again. I'm sure many United fans didn't want to see him start. We probably just want Malacia to get the chance now. Everyone's sick of Shaw. It's been 7-8 years. And I think we're interested to see how Bruno, Fred and Eriksen was going to work. One other question mark before the game was obviously the heat that we were playing in. Brentford are, I think, were the 4th highest runners in the Premier League last season. Our players are nowhere near that probably. And you just know that Brentford were going to work harder than us, run harder than us in the sun. And that's exactly what happened during the game. Within the first 10 minutes, it was obvious to see that Brentford were targeting Martinez, and all they were doing was lumping it into the box. Any chance they got, they crossed it in. Anytime they had a throw, it was a long throw. Anytime there's a corner, it was whipping it in on top of De Gea. Goes on to the 9th minute, we concede a goal. And actually, you know what? I want to talk about this goal because I feel like Ronaldo was going to get a lot of criticism for this goal, the first goal, yeah? But Dalot, if people go back and watch it, Dalot has chucked the ball into him in the middle of the pitch. He's got three Brentford players surrounding him. He's chucked it onto him on his chest, really high up. Ronaldo's just about managed to chest it down in front of him, even though it's looped off his chest. He's tried to control it. Granted, he's taken too long on the ball. He's tried to win a silly free kick or an easy free kick. Didn't get a free kick. From there, no one's reacting. And then obviously the De Gea mistake happens. And I don't want to bother criticising De Gea because there's no need for me to explain or criticise De Gea for what he's done there because he's obviously made a huge error. And there's just like further question marks on De Gea, which even got worse on the second goal, but we'll get to that. But as soon as we conceded the first goal, you could see everyone was nervous. Defence suddenly isn't happy to rely on De Gea. Everyone's feeling under pressure because of De Gea. No one's got confidence in him. The team was just hit with a massive amount of panic based off De Gea's mistake. It was just a really poor error and there's nothing more that can really be said. After we conceded the first goal, I wanted to see a bit of reaction. And at most I think it was Luke Shaw played a couple 1-2s. He played 2 1-2s off the midfielder and the striker, which took us through Brentford with pretty easy, to be honest. It was 2 simple 1-2s. That's all it takes, and was near the edge of their box, and we couldn't punish them. And a lot of the blame, I'm going to bring up Sancho now, but throughout the whole game or throughout the whole time he was on the pitch, his attacking play was atrocious. And Rashford has been shit for a long time, granted, yeah. We know he's bad. But Sancho's coming with huge expectation. He's meant to be like a potential golden boy of English football, or one of them, rising star, turned up in Germany. Every time you see him on the ball in the Premier League, he cannot go past the man, 1. 2, he can't even cross a ball. I haven't seen a single cross beat the first man. And anytime he tries taking on a man, it's a step over, come to the side, pass it off simple. And sometimes those passes don't even come off. And that was happening after the first goal. We move on to the second goal. Brentford clearly had their tails up. De Gea's passed it out. It was a scuffed pass to Eriksen in the first place. Eriksen scuffed his pass, attempted pass to Dalot or Maguire. De Gea's pass had no conviction. Everyone's head had gone. We'd been punished. Eriksen was trying to blame De Gea. De Gea's trying to blame Eriksen. From then, it was only going to go downhill. We had no confidence in our own teammates by that point. And this is something you need to question the manager on, yeah? I've questioned him on the lineup a little with no Varane, yeah? Martinez is a separate issue. Why do we keep persisting? And I think a lot of teams in the Premier League have done this, even at lower levels. Why do we keep persisting with trying to play out from the back when we're not ready yet? I understand that eventually that's what we're trying to plan to do, but at the moment we haven't got the players capable of playing that play style, but we keep relying on it. If something's not working, stop doing it. Like, De Gea has got a bad distribution. I think we just got to accept he's got to go long. Instead, focus on going long, put all your players in one corner so you can try to win the ball and move up from there. This playing out from the back thing will not work till we have better players to play around with it. If you're De Gea and you're passing to Eriksen, all right, Eriksen's a bad example. He should have been better, yeah? In general, he'd probably be better on the ball. But most of the time, that's going to be Fred or Scott McTominay picking it up, and we're not capable of that. Another thing, De Gea's passing isn't good enough for even to us to continue to keep trying to do that. So I think we need to scrap this idea for now, or do it only when you think that you've got time. Brentford are obviously going to press us. They're at home. They're already 1-0 up. And you're giving to Eriksen there when he's got 3 man. Every single player, United player around in the box at the time, or around the box, had a man. Does that mean you pass to them? Play the safe option. Like, how old are you, man? How long have you been playing at the top level? You don't know the basics. So after the first 20 minutes, after it was 2-0, you can see all the United players' heads is gone. No tactics. I don't know. Everything that Ten Hag has been coaching them in pre-season and in training, nothing was on show. Unless, obviously, I don't expect that's what he had on show, because all we're doing, side-to-side passes. And another thing that the players keep doing, I mentioned this in my last match reaction, I think, yeah? The players do not go to the byline and cross the ball. I saw it once in the whole game. I was looking out for it today, yeah? I was watching out for it the whole game. The players only went, I think it was Dalot once, yeah? The only time Sancho and Dalot linked up on the right, Sancho passed it down the line, Dalot got to the byline and crossed it in. Only once, yeah? Other than that, every single one of our crosses was outside the box. On the edge of the box, outside, on the sides. Like, you're too narrow. You're not giving our strikers an opportunity to try and get in a good position and be able to be closest to the goal to score. Near the end of the game, Ronaldo had 2 chances with his head, yeah? From Dalot's crosses from on the edge of the box, on the outside, on the side. It's too narrow. Ronaldo's always behind, and it's difficult to get the header on target there in that situation. That's why you need to be on the byline. You give them more of your strikers, more of a chance to score. That's what City do, no? That's what Liverpool do a lot of the time. Well, Trent's got a sick cross. City always go to the byline, and one of their main attacks is going to the byline and whipping it in on the floor or in the air from the byline on the touchline. Why are we never doing that? Our players have got no ability to get past a man and whipping an actual decent cross. Then you think of our creative players or our leaders. We're 2-0 down. It's possible to come back at that moment. The next goal is crucial, obviously. I'm looking towards Bruno. Bruno is one of my favourite players ever since he signed for United, yeah? Possibly one of our best signings post-Fergie. The guy has not turned up for a long time. Even when he takes a risk now, his passes are not successful at all. Even some of the easier crosses or some of the easier passes he's not capable of doing. And is it because he's playing in centre mid, he's suffering? I don't know. Because even then, the basics he's not able to do anymore. The passes he was finding before, he's not getting enough power or enough accuracy on them. He's just not linking up well enough. Where's his supposed Portuguese link up with Ronaldo? The chemistry hasn't been there for a long time. And then it was 3-0. Ben Mee scored. Bro, how the fuck are we letting Ben Mee score against us? I didn't even know the guy was at Brentford. I didn't even know they signed him from Burnley. I hadn't seen him the whole game, and he pops up for a goal. We're letting Ben Mee score against us. Like, obviously Ben Mee's a decent centre-back. No, don't get me wrong, he's a decent Premier League centre-back, yeah? Just quickly, briefly, actually, before I carry on with that, yeah, I want to mention that fair play to Brentford, because they actually played really well. If they played like that against most teams in the Premier League, they'd probably win that game. Like, the enthusiasm, the desire, the ability on the ball, ability off the ball was second to none. Like, they completely deserved that performance, but we did play bad. Back to the third goal, Martinez has to come on the question here, because I've been riding out for him, yeah? I say the height thing isn't that big of an issue. If you can time your head as well, you can time your challenge as well, you can get ahead of your man, or before the balls come into your player in the air, you can nudge them off the ball without the ref checking, maybe a little nudge within the rules, obviously. It's possible to win the header. That third goal, bro, I didn't see him. I don't even think I saw Ben Mee really challenge him. It was almost like Ben Mee just jumped, and like I didn't really see a Martinez push or a shrug or an attempt at a header. He was stuck to the floor. And like, another thing brings back to De Gea, he's not collecting any crosses. We are not confident when the ball is in the air in our box. No corners, no crosses, no throws. I don't remember De Gea catching one. I saw their keeper catching a few. I see loads of other Premier League keepers catching from crosses to relieve pressure for your defenders. De Gea is non-existent. Where are you? Your pass is off. You're making mistakes in goal. You're not even catching the ball to take pressure off your defenders. If De Gea is probably vocal, I assume he looks quite vocal on the pitch. If De Gea is talking and I'm a centre-back, I'm probably not even listening. Anyway, De Gea was stuck with him for the rest of the season. Henderson's gone. I'm not even saying Henderson's better than De Gea because I'm not sure about that. But I don't know. We need a new keeper very soon. The new wave of style of keeper has to come in soon, and a better shot stopper, someone less error prone. So move on to the fourth goal, and we're obviously pushing everyone forward, trying to get a goal because we're 3-0 down. It's the 35th minute. Brentford go on a counter-attack. And granted, it was a top goal, you know. That pass from Tony was sensational. The touch from Mbeumo, the finish from Mbeumo, that was a different class goal. But think about it, yeah. When the ball was cleared from their defence, it was our corner, by the way, yeah. When the ball was cleared from their defence, why was Tony in so much space out on the wing? One, his defender, I think it was Maguire, he's on the right side of the centre-back. Maguire was not anywhere near Ivan Toney. And Tony's obviously quicker than Maguire. Tony, I don't even think is that quick. He doesn't look that quick. But he's quicker than Maguire. And Maguire's too far apart from him. And then where's the cover? Like, Martinez is behind Maguire and Tony. And obviously Mbeumo was going to beat him for pace. Like, where's the common sense? And our fullbacks were nowhere near. I know we were trying to get a goal. We're 3-0 down. But there's still got to be some common sense. You can't just leave two defenders at the back, 2-on-2. I've never heard of that in my life. Even Sunday League, when you're playing, if there's two strikers up top, you got three. You got three at the back protecting. You got two players on the man, and you got one spare man. Where's the common sense? This is Premier League football, bro. You're playing for Manchester United. So then, obviously, we've lost the game. It's 4-0, 35th minute. Game's done and dusted. We're trying to save embarrassment. Stats comes up on the Sky Sports. Brentford had run more. They'd sprinted more. They'd pressured more in the final thirds. It was just an embarrassment overall. We'll move on to half-time. During half-time, I was thinking Sancho had to come off. Rashford, non-existent. But I feel like Sancho was worse because he was actually on the ball. At least he gets on the ball. Rashford doesn't even get on the ball. So you can't even say he was that bad. He doesn't even touch the ball. He just doesn't really care. To be honest, near the end of the game, you can see Rashford throwing up his hands again. Body language from last season, exactly the same. Had no interest to work hard for the team. It's like he's bringing back his bad habits. Every single loss, every single goal we concede takes us further and further back to our habits from last season. And it's not good enough. But half-time, Martinez comes off, Fred comes off, and Shaw comes off. And the question marks here are, did Ten Hag read the game wrong in the first place? He was playing three short guys and he brought all of them off at half-time. Maybe Malacia doesn't really count because him and Shaw are probably about the same. Malacia must be shorter than Shaw. But McTominay was brought on, Varane was brought on, partially for their presence and partially for their height, because Brentford are known to whip it into the box to punish you. And this is a question mark on Varane again. And I don't know if I can blame Ten Hag on this, because part of me thinks this is down to Varane. Varane does not look fit enough and does not look capable of being physical enough for the Premier League. I'm still not sure. But when they did come on, second half, we didn't concede. I'm not going to go into the second half in too much detail. It was a bit of a drab game. I'd say it was a very professional second half from Brentford. Killed off the game. Didn't really try hard because they were content with sitting on the 4-0 lead. I'd say I saw a bit of urgency from Bruno maybe. Still not enough quality on the ball though from him. Ronaldo had 2 chances. Maybe could have got them on target, or at least one of them. Eriksen had 2 chances. There were a couple chances. We could have got slightly more in the game. You could just see there was no conviction, no confidence in the players. We didn't look anywhere close to getting a comeback or at least 1 goal or 2 goals. We were nowhere near. Completely off the pace all game. Bruno's lack of quality on the ball, lack of creativity. I didn't even see him try and create any chances. Lack of movement all over the pitch. At one point, I even see Malacia having a go at Maguire and McTominay. The kid, what, is he 18? He's been here a month, maybe, 2 months max. He's already shouting at Maguire and McTominay because they weren't quick enough to a challenge. He's having to cover for them. What is going on? You're telling me Maguire and McTominay, who have been at United for a longer time than Malacia, are getting told off by Malacia, the little kid? Like, where's the self-pride? You shouldn't be in that position for Malacia to be having a go at you, because you should have been the professional and got to the ball quicker and be smart on the ball and be reading the game quicker than you are. We're so far behind. Second balls, we didn't win a single one. Headers, we're not winning a single one. There's no desire in our team. We'll go into full-time. What's my full-time thoughts? Full-time thoughts. All right, let's talk about the positives, yeah? I don't know if I'm going to find any. Positives of the game. Who was the best player? Ronaldo? Maybe he showed the only one with a bit of technique on the ball. I can't think of anyone else better. I can't think of any other positives. I got a few more negatives, to be honest. Let's have a question mark on Ten Hag again, yeah? The Martinez signing. I'm hoping he plays well, yeah? Eventually, obviously, I want him to be a United legend, a United hero, whatever. I want the best for all of our players. The Martinez signing has to come under question. 1, because first Ten Hag was going up for Timber, yeah? 2, he went for Martinez. The height profile has been questioned by a lot of pundits around the whole country, and all other fan bases have questioned Martinez's height. And I've been backing him, to be honest. Now I'm thinking, yeah, did Ten Hag make a mistake and bring in Martinez mainly for like the building up of attacks? But in football, your defense has got to be your strong point first, and then you build up your attack. Your first line of defense is your defense. Is it? Or is it the goalkeeper? I don't know anyway. But he should be strengthening defense rather than focusing on the football later. Because first, we need to shore up that defense. We're not strong enough. We always concede too much. Conceded 4 goals today to Brentford. And today was the first time we conceded 4 goals in a Premier League game at by half time. And it's to Brentford. And they hadn't beaten us since 1938. All right. Back to the positives. Sorry. We got Liverpool next. The only positive is, after a massive defeat like this, we've conceded 6 goals in the first 2 games. We need a reaction. As fans that pay for the players, basically, through ticket sales and merchandise, and as fans, we deserve a reaction after these last 2 games. Especially, you know what? Not even us. Ten Hag, the manager, deserves a reaction from these players. He's trusted these players. He's brought in some of these players. He's starting some of these players. He's trying to give Rashford another chance. He's trying to get Sancho playing regularly. He's given Dalot another chance. Kicked out Wan-Bissaka. Some of these players are in there. You know what? Dalot I want to talk about. Dalot was abysmal today. On and off the ball. Crosses, shit. Effort can be questioned. Reading of the game, abysmal. Like, bro, I'd rather play Wan-Bissaka at this point, no? I know he's not as good on ball, but at least he'd give you some kind of stability. No? I don't know. Let me know in the comment about that one. I don't know. They're both shit in it. Like, what can we say? Positives, we need to react. Our next game's against Liverpool. Crying out for a big performance. Why can't we play like Fulham played against Liverpool? Instead of thinking and concentrating on how to dominate a team, which I think Ten Hag wants to do right now, which I completely understand what we need to move towards. But first, it needs to be a step-by-step process. We're not ready for that yet, to dominate teams. The Liverpool game, you got to go back to Van Gaal, Mourinho taxes, to be honest, because we cannot risk another 5-0 thrashing. I cannot have another 5-0 defeat to Liverpool. It's not acceptable. I can't have it. After the 4-0 to Brentford, I can't lose 3 Premier League opening games in the season in a row. I can't have that. It's not good for my health. It's not good for other United fans' health. I messed up my whole week now for this game, and we're not playing in 9 days. I've messed up, man, the whole 9 days. Go defensive against Liverpool. Put in a graft, please, players, if you're ever watching this, put in a graft from the first second. Win the first challenge, put your foot in, stick your fucking foot in, win the ball, win the first header, win the first challenge, win the first second ball. Let's put in a shift against Liverpool. Let's go for the win. This is Manchester United we're talking about. I'm not accepting a draw. I'm not accepting a 0-0. I want to win against Liverpool. We deserve it. As fans supporting this team, we deserve it. And ain't no fans that can call us glory hunters no more, yeah? Because we're riding out through the worst times. Anyway, that was my match reaction. We got Arsenal predictions video coming out next week, hopefully on Wednesday. I know rival fans are laughing at my pain. Guys, like the video, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.
Between the lines.